So we are going to write a program in 3 different programming languages: C++, Java, and Python, just in case you've ever been curious to know the differences between these 3 languages. We're going to write a program that will print to the screen, "Hello World." In order to do this, we need to use a compiler that will allow us to code in all 3 of these languages. And so we're going to search for GDB Online compiler, and I'm going to click on this link to Online GDB. When I get in here, I'm going to close this ad at the top right-hand side, and then I'm going to select the language. From this drop-down, we're going to start with C++23, and we're going to evaluate what this code looks like. So on line 9, I have a #include print, and then on line 11, I have an int main with the parentheses. There is an opening curly brace on line 12 and the closing curly brace on line 16. Everything inside of those curly braces is tabbed in. And then beginning on line 13, I have an std : which is standard, : print ln or print line, and inside of those parentheses is hello world, followed by a semicolon at the end, because in C++, every executable line of code ends with a semicolon. On line 15, I have return 0, because we did say on line 9 that this was an int main. So I'm going to click on the green run button and see if it will print to the screen, "Hello World." There it is, right there. So let's try Java next. I'm going to click on the down arrow, and I'm going to select Java. Let's see what Java does. On line 9, we have a public class main, capital main. I also have an opening curly brace on line 10 and the matched closing curly brace on line 14. Everything between those curly braces is tabbed in. Starting on line 11, I have public static void main. There is a opening curly brace at the end of this line with the matching closing curly brace on line 13, and everything between them is tabbed in. So we have a public static void main. Inside the parentheses is a capital string with the square brackets and arg. Inside of this public main, on line 12, we have system.out.println or print line, and inside of the parentheses is hello world, and there is that semicolon, because in Java, every executable line of code ends in a semicolon. So let me press the green run button and see what happens. Sure enough, we get hello world. If I were to count these lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 6 lines of code to print hello world in Java. If I go back to C++23 and count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not counting the blank lines, there are also 6 lines of code to print hello world. Now let's try Python 3. And there is 1 single line of code. The statement print with the parentheses, and inside of the parentheses, hello world. There is no semicolon at the end of that line, and if I run it, sure enough, it says hello world. And since we're going to be spending the next few weeks learning to code in Python, I thought you might be interested in seeing the difference between C++ and Java and Python.